I'm back. I don't know why my voice sounded so high right now. But I just wanted to get on here because it's one of those days where I have to really talk myself up, because if I don't, I'll start feeling down. This is one of those times where I can go either way. I can be up in my emotions, or I can be depressed. And I'm choosing to stay up because I know if I let myself fall into that pit of despair, it's going to be so hard to come out of it. And I say that because this week, even though it's a much needed break, in a sense of just being, without the girls for a little while, they're with their dad. It's super lonely at the same time. I know I bring up the fact that I live at home with my parents, and even though, they're great, it's just, there's still overwhelming sense of loneliness that I feel. At any given time and moment, it'll happen. And there's no, I won't say there's no triggers. There are some triggers, and then there's just times where it just comes over you. I'm not sure if that's something that all divorcees go through, and people who've been through divorce. I don't know if that's something that's normal. I don't know if this is normal, but I do know that it's a feeling that I've been feeling since I separated. We separated. So today I was fine. I think keeping busy is the best thing for me, because as soon as I get still and I'm at home and I'm sitting alone, that's when I start noticing how the loneliness, that's when I start noticing it. I was busy today, and I was fine, driving around in this stupid rain and traffic and being in the stores. I normally wouldn't never be in the stores, but it was just something to keep my mind off of the fact that, I don't have my girls. I'm not with anybody. So it's like one of those moments. So yeah, I was fine just walking around the stores, shopping, just keeping my mind off of everything. I didn't realize that's what I was doing until my cousin, she was like, well, I thought you were busy today. And I was like, I was. That's why I wasn't so depressed until I sat down in front of the couch in front of the TV. And I'm like, oh no, it's coming over me. So I'm glad that I'm acknowledging it. I'm getting my cat because he's silly. I'm glad that I'm acknowledging it, because I know that acknowledgement is the important step, but it's still kind of annoying because I'm like, why am I not over this already? You know what I mean? It's like, why am I still feeling this pain? I think that I don't think there's any cut and dry steps on how you should be feeling, or where you should and shouldn't be in this process, because you have your good days and your bad days. And today is like a half a day. It started out as a good day, and then now it's kind of like, ugh. So I'm trying to not make it a bad day. Trying to keep it good. But I walked by my daughter's room, and it was like beds were made and empty, And I see all these gifts and everything, and it's his Christmas this year. He has them for Christmas, and he was saying like last year how he didn't have them, and how he wouldn't wish that on anybody and stuff. And so it's just like, it's hard to share. It's hard to share. I think people think when you get divorced, oh, you get to start over, it'll be fine, you'll get to, have whatever. But it's like when you have kids, it's just, there's no win in that. You know what I'm saying? There's no win at all. You're so torn the whole time. You know, it's a casualty of divorce for sure. Um, and I don't like when people treat you like you should be fine by now. It's been this long. You should be okay. You seem okay. You seem fine. You know, and like, I don't know. It's just like people, just because I may not be crying visibly, I may not be sad in a sense, walking around moping around in my pajamas in the bed not getting out. Like, I don't show my emotions like that. I don't, you know. Until I tell you I'm feeling a certain way, you may not know it. I may get quiet. I may get to a point where I might isolate myself. But, you know, it's one of those things where until I tell you just how sad I am, you probably won't know it. And but it's just like, I've had several situations where I have felt like certain people should have been there for me more so than they were. I feel as if they could have shown more compassion and still can show more compassion, even though they might feel like the divorce was a good thing for me, doesn't mean that I don't feel any worse, you know, or any better about it. It's sometimes that's your own family members, and that part is hard. And I don't know if this is a common thing when your family they see what you're going through while you're married, and while they're sad that you get divorced in a sense, you know, but they're happy that you've moved on. But they think that because you've moved on, you should be just happy and fine and move on with your life. But it's not that easy. And so, you know, if I can say anything to anyone that knows somebody that's gone through divorce, going through one, I would say the best thing that you can do for them is to be a good friend. Just be there for them. Show up, call them, check on them, ask if they're okay. Don't assume they're okay. The same way you would treat someone who's lost someone in death or anything like that, that's how you treat someone going to divorce, because they'll tell you it's like a death. And I know people said that, and I just was like, what? And I've experienced loss. I've experienced death, and it's very similar in the feeling where you feel cool one day, and then the next day you don't. You know, you start missing them. You start remembering things like that. It's hard. And the holidays are hard for me because it's the time when your family comes around and you want to feel like you're together, but you kind of feel more outcasted, like, in a sense. For me, that's how I feel. And some might disagree with that, but it's not anything that's done on purpose. It's just what you feel. And I think sometimes don't judge a person on how they feel. You know, it's just how they feel. It's nothing you've done or could have done or didn't do. Sometimes it's just that's how they're feeling at that moment, and just accept it. You know, so and I feel like I'm probably just talking in circles right now, but The people that are there for me currently, they know who they are, because that's who I go to and talk to. Yeah. I'm feeling kind of sad. 'Cause it's just gonna be a weird Christmas for me. It's just gonna be a weird one. And I'm trying to look up at the fact that I am going to be getting a new home, and I'm gonna start looking at, trying to look at the brighter side of things. I feel good about the year 2020 because I always like New Year's anyway. I like when you can just start all over. It's like a new what is it? What do you call it? Like your clean slate. That's what I call it. You got a clean slate, and so that's kind of how I want it to be, because last year around this time I didn't start out so well. Like my New Year's and my birthday and all that was kind of crazy, so I was still dealing with the drama of it all. But this year I have some goals set in mind. I'd love to start a new job, like a new career, maybe just not in the classroom like I've been. That's getting it's gotten old. It's been old for a while, but it's really old right now. My love for it is not as great. And so I feel like when it's not as great as you need it to be, it's time to move on, because the kids suffer because you're not 100%, and you should always be 100% when you're teaching kids. I'm excited about a new house. I'm excited about, being in a new relationship when that happens, which I think it'll be sooner than later. I feel it coming around, and I think it'll be good for me. And so that always makes you feel more, in a sense, not even just complete, but just renewed, I would say, because I feel like love always makes you feel renewed. New love always makes you feel renewed inside and fresh. When it's the beginning stages, I love the beginning stages of relationships. When you are waiting and anticipating their call, the text messages, the emojis, I don't know, like just all the good things that goes along with it. The late night phone calls, the all day phone calls, you talk until you fall asleep on the phone, that kind of stuff. I enjoy all of those things about relationships. Going on dates, first kiss, first time you hold hands, just things like that. Those sweet things. Those are always fun to think about, and they make you feel good inside. To know that someone is really as into you as you are into them, and so that's a great feeling. And so it's something to look forward to. And it's like I said, 2020, I do want to start out anew, and it'll probably mean that I probably won't talk to the same people. And it's not anything bad. It's just that I just need new energy. And that's not meaning, it doesn't mean I need new friends. It just means new energy. Like the vibes with some people is just like, I feel like some people are draining me emotionally. And I don't want to give my time and my attention to it anymore. It's like some people are just hitting you up because they want something from you. I don't like that. I don't hear from you for how long, and then you're asking for money. Or I don't hear from you for a while, and it's because you want to have sex. Like, WTF. Like, I can't deal with people anymore. Like, and I'm trying to be, like, a good person, but I really want to curse some people out because I'm like, how dare you? Like, how dare you? Like, you don't invest any time, like, in me as a person, and you want to take from me, or you are investing your time in me because you want to take from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want something from me. I don't want that in my life either. Like, I'm just tired of pouring into people and they're just taking from me and they're not pouring anything into me. I feel like I give and I give so much to a lot of people. I'm such a good friend, but it's never reciprocated. Like, it's never reciprocated. And I'm so tired of it. Like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being a better friend to people than they are to me. That is getting old for me. I felt good saying it out loud. Because I've just been feeling it for a while. And it's just like, but if I say something, I'm being mean or I'm being a jerk, you know, they don't understand. So it's just like, I just kind of feel like at this point, I don't have to say anything. I just won't respond, you know. And my answer would just be, I'm moving on with my life. I've just got some new things in store for me, and I'm getting rid of some dead weight, even though that sounds really bad. Maybe I should say it a different way. I don't know. I'm trying to find a way to say things in a nicer way, but I don't really know how to do it right now. So I just gotta do what's best for me at this point. And I don't care if it sounds selfish, but I'm tired of being weighed down by other people and their drama. Not even their drama, but their burdens and their everything else they have. And I just can't do it right now. I don't have the strength right now for it. So, and I don't know when I will. So I'm just going to worry about me and my kids right now. Focus on that. Focusing on building myself up and building my strength and my spirit up. You know, working on my relationship with God. We have things to work out. And that's nobody else's business. I don't want to talk to nobody about it. I don't want to hear anybody talk to me about it. Like, my relationship with God is between me and God, and I don't want to hear what anybody else has to say about it. And that's you know, for somebody else. But it's just like, I'm just tired of people trying to like put their 2 cents in my life, and it's just getting so old for me. And it's because, like, people feel like they have investments in your life because you go to them to talk to them about stuff, but it's like, I don't have to take your advice. I don't have to agree with you. You know, you may have an opinion, which is fine, but I don't have to listen to it, and I don't have to agree with it either. Because I know what's inside of me, and I know what's inside of my heart. I know what's going on with me. Trust me. And I'm just tired of people putting their 2 cents into my life. I just am. So, having said that, I am looking forward to Christmas. I got a ton of gifts for my kids. I probably went a little overboard. I feel like I'm going a little overboard, probably trying to overcompensate for them not having, you know, I'll start crying. For not having me and their dad together. And so, yeah, I know that's probably not the right thing to do. But, you know, you do what you have to do in order to survive. And so, they're sweet girls, and they deserve to be happy. And, so, they're going to have a good Christmas. I don't know about me personally, but mine will be good as long as they're happy. And that's all I have to care about right now. Is about their happiness and making sure they're healthy and fine internally and emotionally. And I have to be emotionally strong for them, you know. So, even though I may not be feeling strong on the inside, I have to show it on the outside, you know, for their sake. So, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. I'm getting there. I'm gonna get better. Hopefully, these will sound less like rants and ravings of a mad lunatic, crazy woman, and they'll start sounding, more positive, upbeat. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but we'll see how my Christmas goes, and plans for my birthday, and see how that goes, and all the changes that are in store for me. So with that, I say Merry Christmas and peace.